Imagine you're building a digital fortress. You have the walls, you have the doors. But what good are they if you don't understand the roads leading in and out? That's what networking is in cybersecurity. It's the roads and highways of the digital world. And if you don't master it, hackers will always be one step ahead of you. The truth is, cybersecurity is built on networking. Every attack travels through a network. Every defense is placed on a network. Every investigation starts with understanding how data moves. And here's the kicker: if you want to succeed in cybersecurity, you don't need to know everything about technology, but you must know networking inside and out. Today, we'll explore the top 10 networking skills every cybersecurity professional must master. These skills will give you an edge in defense, analysis, and career growth. They are the difference between being an average analyst and becoming the go-to expert who earns respect and high salary. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap of networking skills that can transform your cyber career and put you on the fast track to success. Networking is the foundation of the internet. Without it, nothing works, and in cybersecurity, it's even more critical. If you don't understand networking, you can't protect it. Let's dive into the most important networking skills you need for cybersecurity success. Skill number 1, understanding TCP/IP fundamentals. Everything on the internet runs on TCP/IP. It's the basic language of computers talking to each other. And if you don't understand it, you'll be lost in cybersecurity. TCP/IP explains how data gets chopped into packets, how those packets travel across networks, and how they get reassembled on the other side. Hackers exploit weaknesses in these layers, and defenders use this knowledge to stop them. Why it matters in cybersecurity. If you're analyzing a network attack, you'll see raw packets in tools like Wireshark. Without TCP/IP knowledge, that data will look like random numbers and codes, but with TCP/IP skills, you can read traffic like a book. Spot the attack pattern and trace the intruder. What to learn: IP addressing and subnetting, TCP versus UDP, common ports and protocols like HTTPS, DNS, FTP, and the OSI model for understanding layers. Best certifications to validate: CompTIA Network Plus for beginners, Cisco CCNA for serious learners, and advanced training like SANSE A503 for professionals. Master TCP/IP, and you'll unlock the door to every other networking skill in cybersecurity. Skill number 2, mastering subnetting and IP addressing. Imagine a huge city with millions of houses. Now imagine delivering mail without street names or house numbers. Impossible, right? That's exactly what IP addressing does for networks. It gives every device a unique identity, and subnetting organizes them into neat neighborhoods. In cybersecurity, you'll constantly deal with IP addresses. Attackers hide behind them, defenders trace them, firewalls filter them. If you don't understand subnetting, you'll struggle to separate normal traffic from suspicious traffic. Why it matters: when an attack hits a corporate network, you may see thousands of IPs. Subnetting helps you know which belong to employees and which are outsiders sneaking in. What to learn: IPv4 and IPv6 CID are notation like 24, 28. Private versus public IPs and how routers use subnet masks to guide data. Best certifications: CompTIA Network Plus covers the basics, Cisco CCNA dives deep, and if you want to be elite, CCNP Security takes you further with subnetting skills. You won't just see numbers, you'll see a clear map of who's inside your network and who shouldn't. TB there. Skill number 3, DNS and how hackers exploit it. DNS is the phone book of the internet. You type google.com and DNS tells your computer where to go. Sounds simple, but DNS is also a favorite weapon of hackers. They use it for phishing attacks. They hijack it to redirect you to fake websites, and they create hidden channels of communication through DNS tunneling. If you don't understand DNS, you'll miss one of the most common attack vectors in cybersecurity. Why it matters: DNS logs are gold for incident responders. They reveal where your users are connecting, and they show if data is being secretly sent out of the network. What to learn: how DNS resolution works step by step. DNS record types: A. MX, CNAME, TXT, how catching works and how attackers abuse misconfigured. DNS servers. Best certifications: CompTIA Security Plus introduces DNS attacks. Certified Ethical Hacker, CEH, goes deeper into DNS exploitation, and DNS SEC training helps you defend against advanced threats. Master DNS and you'll not only block phishing attacks, you'll also uncover hidden tunnels that hackers don't want you to see. Skill number 4, packet analysis. With Wireshark, every cyber attack leaves footprints. And those footprints are found in packets. Packets are tiny chunks of data moving across a network, and if you can analyze them, you can uncover attacks that others miss. This is where Wireshark comes in. It's the most popular packet analysis tool in cybersecurity. With Wireshark, you can capture live traffic, break it down protocol by protocol, and see exactly what's happening inside your network, why it matters. Phishing emails, malware downloads, data exfiltration. They all show up in packet captures. If you can read packets, you can prove how an attack started and how far it spread. What to learn: how to capture live traffic safely, filtering traffic by IP, protocol, or port, identifying suspicious patterns in streams, and exporting evidence for reports. Best certifications. CompTIA CISA introduces packet analysis. SANS SEC 503 goes very deep into network monitoring. Wireshark Certified Network Analyst WCNA proves your expertise. Packet analysis is like X-ray vision. It lets you see what's really happening, not what attackers want you to see. Skill number 5, firewalls and access control. A firewall is the gatekeeper of the digital world. It decides what comes in and what stays out in cybersecurity. Knowing how to configure firewalls is non-negotiable. Attackers constantly test the gates. They scan for open ports, they exploit weak rules, and they slip through misconfigured access lists. Why it matters: a single misconfigured firewall rule can expose an entire network. One mistake, and attackers are inside in seconds. What to learn: how to configure stateful and stateless firewalls, how to create access control lists, ACLS, the difference between inbound and outbound rules, and how to use intrusion prevention systems, IPS, with firewalls. Best certifications: Cisco CCNA Security, Palo Alto Networks Certified Cybersecurity Associate, Checkpoint Firewall certifications, and CompTIA Security Plus for fundamentals. Firewalls are often your first line of defense. If you master them, you'll prevent thousands of attacks before they even begin. Skill number 6, intrusion detection and monitoring, IDS, IPS. Hackers don't knock before they enter, they sneak in quietly. And unless you're monitoring your network, you may never notice them. That's why intrusion detection systems, IDs, and intrusion prevention systems, IPS, are so critical. An IDs watches everything moving across your network. It alerts you when suspicious activity happens. And IPS goes one step further. It blocks the threat before it spreads. Why it matters: without IDS, IPS knowledge, you're blind to attacks happening in real time. With these skills, you can spot a breach in minutes instead of months. What to learn: how signature-based detection works, how anomaly-based detection spots unusual behavior, how to deploy Snort or Suricata, and how to fine-tune alerts to avoid false positives. Best certifications: CompTIA CISA introduces monitoring. Cisco CCNP Security validates advanced skills. SANS SEC 503 teaches intrusion detection at a deep level. If you want to be the cybersecurity guard always awake on night shift, master IDS, IPS monitoring, because hackers hate being watched. Skill number 7, VPNs and secure remote access. Today, work happens everywhere: home offices, coffee shops, airports. And that means more risk. Virtual private networks, VPNs, make those remote connections safe. They encrypt traffic, they hide identities, and they make attackers' jobs much harder. Why it matters: without secure VPN setups, employees can leak data over public Wi-Fi. Hackers can sniff traffic, and credentials can be stolen in seconds. What to learn: the difference between SSL VPN and IPS ECVPN, how encryption protocols like AES and SHA work, how to configure site-to-site and remote access VPNs, and how to troubleshoot performance issues without weakening security. Best certifications: CompTIA Security Plus introduces VPN concepts. Cisco CCNA Security covers VPN configurations. Fortinet NSE certifications specialize in VPN and firewall integration. VPNs are like private tunnels in a crowded city. If you know how to build and secure them, you'll protect remote workers everywhere. Skill number 8, network routing and switching. Data doesn't magically appear where it needs to go. It travels across routers and switches. These devices are the traffic cops of the internet. If you understand how routing works, you can track where data flows and spot unusual detours created by hackers. Why it matters: attackers often use route hijacking or ARP spoofing to redirect traffic. If you don't know routing and switching, you won't even notice data being stolen right under your nose. What to learn static versus dynamic routing protocols like OSPF, BGP, and EIGRP switching concepts like VLANs and trunking, and how routing tables actually forward traffic. Best certifications. Cisco CCNA is the gold standard. Juniper JNCIA Junos for those working with Juniper devices. And CCNP Enterprise for advanced routing and switching skills. Routing and switching is the backbone of networking. Without it, your cyber skills are incomplete. Skill number 9, network troubleshooting. When something breaks in a network, the entire company feels it, and when a cyber attack strikes, the first step is always the same: troubleshoot the network. Troubleshooting is about quickly finding the problem and fixing it without shutting everything down. Why it matters. Attackers often try to confuse defenders by creating distractions. Slow networks, dropped connections, fake alerts. If you can troubleshoot under pressure, you'll cut through the noise and find the real issue fast. What to learn. Ping, traceroute, and netstat commands. How to isolate layers of the OC model. How to read logs from routers, switches, and firewalls, and how to use monitoring tools like Nagios or SolarWinds. Best certifications. CompTIA Network Plus for basic. Cisco CCNA for practical troubleshooting and advanced network analysis training from SANS. Troubleshooting makes you reliable, the one people call when everything is breaking, and in cybersecurity, that reputation is priceless. Skill number 10, network automation and scripting. The future of networking is automation because networks are too large and complex to manage by hand. With scripting, you can configure hundreds of devices in seconds. You can scan for vulnerabilities automatically, and you can respond to threats faster than any human could. Why it matters. Attackers use automation all the time. They launch thousands of attacks per second. If defenders don't automate, they'll always be behind. What to learn. Python for scripting security tools. Bash and PowerShell for system automation. APIS for connecting tools, and tools like Ansible for large-scale automation. Best certifications. Python Institute certifications. Cisco DevNet Associate. Red Hat Ansible Automation Certification. Network automation isn't optional anymore. It's the future, and cyber pros who master it will lead the way. And there you have it. The top 10 networking skills every cybersecurity professional must master, from TCP/IP fundamentals to network automation. Each skill builds on the next together. They form the foundation of your cybersecurity career if you're serious about success in this field. Don't just focus on tools or flashy titles. Start with networking, because once you understand the network, you'll understand cybersecurity at its core. If this video helped you, smash that like button. Drop a comment telling me which networking skill you want to master first, and subscribe to TrueVerve for more deep dives into cybersecurity and tech careers. Your future in cybersecurity starts with networking, so start today and build the skills that will carry you for life.